This is actually in the Bible. Well, the Tetragrammaton is in the Bible. Yahweh, Jehovah. What is a Tetragrammaton? Well, it's a four-sided shape, and I was having a little issues trying to. Basically, it's a equilateral triangle with each. Pardon me. With each angle adding up to 60. So 60, 60, 60, 180. And then you're going to base is also the triangle, equilateral triangle. And the thing is, as above, so below. And that's part of the reason why we have the Star of David in a sort of shape. And the thing is, the reason why I put the circle around it is in order to get through to God, which is the Tetragrammaton, you must go through Jesus, and Jesus is the perfect shape. And the thing is, within a finite space, there's infinity. It sounds pretty crazy, but, so we got tetra with four sides, and, gram, gravity, mass, measure, grammar, and the thing is that the tetragram is the simplest 3D geometric shape because it has four vertices. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so this is 1, 2, 3, and then the top is the 4. And so this is the base of it, and and the only other geometric shape, well, it's a sphere, a geometric shape. I mean, I have to say yes, but that's the thing. And the thing is that the sphere only consists of one point. Well, it's an infinite point. That's what's crazy about it. And then and as I said, and as above, so below. And this is actually a 3D shape. This is where models really come into play. Start, to write down the tree of life. And I think I'm actually, and I did this from memory, and I think I just need to do that point up on top. But there's things with this, and what I'm working with is some of the Nassim Haramein's understanding of things. And the thing like this all relates anyways. It's all relative, but it's just kind of crazy that it says Tetragrammaton in the Bible right in the beginning. Well, why is this hidden? Because basically we got sacred geometry, written in the Bible, and it goes without saying, Genesis, the first line, Genesis, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Well, that's the Big Bang. And the thing is, it's the breath of life, because we're light beings, and so we radiate. And the reason why there's darkness around us and whatnot is because we're pushing out the light, or pushing out the darkness. And because the darkness is what's contracting, possessed the void of information, whereas light radiates and is full of information, which is why there's the speed limit for light, whereas no information can travel way faster. However, information can actually travel faster than the speed of the light, and in fact, instantaneously. due to quantum entanglement, and it goes to oneness. And what this apparently is trying to work on is the one electron universe theory, one proton, one whatever the case is. Ultimately, the way I look at it is that we're a diaphragm for between worlds. So actually, let me pause that. Okay, so this is me brainstorming and stuff. I've been trying to explain this thought, but apparently, this side is absorbing information. The listening side, the oneness and everything, and so it's absorbing absorbing info, and that's consciousness. The ability to absorb information is to be conscious. The ability to absorb and communicate info, is essentially, it is life, in my opinion, because life is the act of, what's I saying? Oh, excuse me. Life is the act of being self-aware and able to replicate. And that's the thing is, the ability to absorb information from our universe and to communicate the info into being aware of the self while being able to replicate. And I guess, well, that's essentially transmitting information, but, in a nutshell, that kind of, explains that. But that's part of the reason why, we're able to manipulate experiments without, with our thoughts. We're able to manipulate our world around us just with our thoughts and whatnot. And and that's, being a goddess in Tetragrammaton, that's essentially the building blocks for life. And if we're made in the image of God, then that explains why we're 99.9999999% empty space, and why everything is driven by black holes. And that's the thing. When I actually picked up from the same Hermione and whatnot, it's crazy. Like, the one thing I was missing from my equation. I can't say I was missing it, but I wasn't explaining it accurately enough. Is that there is a torsional force? Like the torsional force is due to the act of falling, and then the things, we still understand gravity and whatnot, and that's kind of like what this really explains. Is that, well, number one, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the hex. And it's 6-sided and everything. In that carbon life, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons, 666. I'm sorry that I'm trying to run away from my own personal thoughts, and then just try to explain the way the universe works. We're just antennae. There's a lot more that's going on in this world than we even can imagine, and what I really do believe is that these conflicts that are, within the UFO community, or these, or with UFOs, and whatnot, is that there might be different races of time traveling humans out there, and maybe the aliens that we see are just evolutions of us. We don't know. And and honestly, because I've I've been looking at things a little differently, and the thing is that if everything I'm seeing is correct, in regards to the understanding, the theory of everything, then yeah, I mean, that's God is everywhere. I mean, it's all driven by empty space, and that's the contracting force of the universe, because the universe that we are a part of is radiation. I mean, look, radiate, radio, freaking, that goes with Ra. Israel is Isis, the mother of creation. Ra, the sun god. El, for the deities, Israel. And Islam, well, I should say, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, New Salem. It's etymology, like what's it? It's why I say, the Tetragrammaton, this is in the Bible. So, and that's what I'm saying, is that someone had to be an observer to everything, and someone had to write take notes from the grand creator. And I mean, and that's the thing, there's four forces, the strong and weak force of radiation. Oh, Nikes. I can't remember the four forces: electromagnetism, the strong and weak forces of nuclear energy, of radiation, the and chemical. I can't recall at this point in time, but we got the holiest of holies, the G. This goes back into Masonic code and everything. And the reason why, the G is so important is, well, look, gravity, mass, measured, grammar, I mean, the weight of our words, the measurement and everything of that nature. And with this alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G is the seventh letter. And when one actually graphs the 26 letters onto a quadrant and circle, the G's right there, AZ's right here, because they share the same plane, just like M and N, they share the same plane. Marine, nautical, affirmative, zigzag, the wave patterns, like the A is, well, I mean, A, that's sharp wave, M, N, Z, they're wave patterns. And then at the same time, when you go down, Christo, Qrstu, and then Christ rises. And when you actually do the calendar, it's March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So we have spring, summer, fall, winter, Christo. The sun falls, winter, and then rises in the spring, and that's the rebirth. Anyways, that the Bible's a science book, and that's the thing, is that with all these freaking poke scientists out there, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michio Kaku, and whatnot, Bill Nye. Well, Bill Nye is just an engineer. He's good. Whatever. I like him. Well, I did, but he's a shill, and the CO2 emissions are far from the issue. The polarization of the climate is, but the thing is that if brought up, how can I dare Neil deGrasse Tyson to debate the Tetragrammaton and also the first line Genesis. I mean, because really, that should be if science was really true. If science was really true these days, they would actually investigate this further. Because I'm bringing up nothing but pure, straight evidence. And this is everything that people can look up themselves. God is the Tetragrammaton. And again, God created the heaven and the earth. And at the same time, Jesus died on a cross, was crucified on a cross and nailed to it. I've explained that. The Bible it's encoded. So wake up, people, all right? And yeah, God is the Tetragrammaton. And just remember, as above, so below, because we need the masculine, which is why it's pointing up, and then we need the feminine, which is why it's pointing down. And notice how the penis and vagina are intersecting. That's part of the duality of life. The duality of the unity makes the Holy Trinity. And that's why 3 is a constant in nature. 3 is a constant in nature. Anything that nothing stands alone, and also to go into to explain some of the models with the universe and whatnot, it is contracting and it's also expanding. It's radiating, but at the same time it's contracting, because for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. All right, we have to remember the first law of thermodynamics: nothing. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. All right, but I don't know anything. I'm just a fucked up, disgruntled, disabled vet. I'm Lieutenant Dan with legs. So, yeah.